So how was school today?
Good. I blew up the chemistry lab.
No, you did not.
That's a long story. Okay.
How was choir?
It was good.
Moms have it so easy. I mean, their lives are fun, simple, and so rewarding. Sometimes I wish, instead of being the dad, I wish I was the mom. Another day of pedicures, reading my magazines, and making myself beautiful. This is the life.
Mom? Mom, tell him to stop copying me.
Tell him to stop copying.
I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Mom, do something.
Mom, do something.
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Mom, are you serious? Why did I ever ask you to help me? I should have known you couldn't fix my hair. I look like a freak. Look at me.
Look at me. Hey, Mom. Look at this. Look at me. Come on, Mom. Look at me. Watch this, Mom. Come on. Look at this. Watch this. Come on, look at me. Come on, Mom. Look at me. Come on, Mom. Look at me. Come on. Mom, I have a book report due tomorrow, and I haven't read any of this.
Mom, if you don't help me, I'm going to fail school and be a loser forever.
You don't expect me to read this all by myself, do you? You don't expect me to eat this, do you?
Seriously, Mom, what is this?
Mom, I'm not gonna eat this.
Dad, can we just go out to eat? Please?
Hey kids, be nice to your mother.
If I eat this, I'm gonna throw up. Mom, I said I'm gonna throw up.
Mom, I think I'm gonna be sick too.
You're amazing. No, seriously. I don't know how you do it. I'm at a loss for words. Kids, come here. Get in here. Hug your mother. Tell her you love her. We're in the presence of greatness.
Dad.
Not now. Dad's on a roll. This is God's greatest creation, kids.
You're smushing my face.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. Because I don't say thank you enough. I mean, the truth is, I don't deserve you. We don't deserve you. And one day is not enough to honor you. We should honor you every day. But how do we say thank you to the woman that means the world to us? I know. We're gonna go right now and get you that vacuum cleaner you've had your eye on. No, shh, 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 shh. Don't speak. This time, we're going name brand, baby. Come on, kids. Let's go make your mom's dreams come true.
Happy Mother's Day to each and every mother out there. May the Lord bless you richly. Every second Sunday of May, we take a little time out to honor and show a little appreciation to our unsung heroes. That's the one that is in the background, making sure that everything goes well for her family who's on stage, or she's holding a spotlight for her family that they may shine. These are our heroes. The great American evangelists of the 19th century D.L. Moody often said that all he had accomplished in life was owed to his mother. Abraham Lincoln wrote, "All that I am or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother." And today's sermon is entitled, "The Hand That Rocks the Cradle." Without mothers, the world would be a place of dread and fear. We honor our mothers today. This is your day. We honor you. 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 16 through 28. Now 2 prostitutes came to the king and stood before him. One of them said, "Pardon me, my lord. This woman and I live in the same house, and I had a baby while she was there with me. The 3rd day after my child was born, this woman also had a baby. We were alone. There was no one in the house but the 2 of us. During the night, this woman's son died because she lay in him. So she got up in the middle of the night and took my son from my side while your servant was asleep. She put him by my breast and put her dead by her breast and put her dead son by my breast. The next morning I got up to nurse my son, and he was dead. But when I looked at him closely in the morning light, I saw that it wasn't my son I had born. It wasn't the son I had born. The other woman said, "No, the living one is my son. The dead one is yours." But the first one insisted, "No, the dead one is yours. The living one is mine." And so they argued before the king. The king said, "This one says, 'My son is alive and your son is dead,' while that one says, 'Your son is dead and mine is alive.'" Then the king said, "Bring me a sword." So they brought a sword for the king. Then he gave an order, "Cut the living child in 2 and give half to one and the other half to the other." The woman whose son was alive was deeply moved out of love for her son and said to the king, "Please, my lord, give her the living baby. Don't kill him." But the other said, "Neither I nor you shall have him. Cut him in 2. Then the king gave his ruling. "Give the living baby to the first woman. Do not kill him. She is his mother." This story is not just about 2 prostitutes or a wise ruling by a very wise king. No, it's much more than that. It's about a mother's love. The real mother couldn't bear to know that her son that she had carried for 9 months, the son that she had travailed with in childbirth, the son she had given life to, would be cut in 2. She'd rather have the thief have him than to see him killed. The pain of death would be more excruciating for her than the pain of someone receiving his love, enjoying his first steps, rejoicing over his first words. Mothers are willing to suffer so that their children won't have to. You see, a father's love is strong, but a mother's love is emotionally tied to her child. When that child gets cut, it's the mother who bleeds. You cannot carry someone inside you for 9 months and not get emotionally attached. It reminds me of the song, "No Charge." In the song, the little boy comes running into the kitchen where his mother's cleaning up and preparing supper and hands her a note. Or rather, it's a bill for all the chores he had been doing around the house the past week. And the total owed was $14.95. She turned the paper over and wrote her response. "For 9 months, I carried you rolling inside me, no charge. For the nights I sat up with you, doctored you, and prayed for you, no charge. For the time and the tears and the cost through the years, there is no charge. When you add it all up, the total cost of my love is no charge. A mother's love comes unconditionally. It comes without measure. It comes without restrictions. And it comes without restraints. There is no charge for the true measure of a mother's love. Mothers are teachers, disciplinarians. Mothers are personal chefs and cleaning ladies. Mothers are doctors, psychologists, and counselors. Admittedly, some more than others, but nonetheless. Mothers are chauffeurs and coaches. Mothers are developers of personalities, molders of vocabulary, and shapers of attitudes. Mothers are soft voices saying, I love you, and I will always be here for you. It'll be okay. Mothers are a link to God, a child's first impression of God's love. Mother's lap is that fortress that comforts and soothes a scared, frightened child. It is where a little child hides until the terrible thunder and lightning has passed by. In dark and terrible times when friends cannot be found and tomorrow promises to be a magnification of yesterday, it's mother's voice that the breaking heart of a woman yearns to hear, regardless of her age. She wants mom to tell her it will be okay. A married man turns to his wife, the mother of his children, to seek the comfort. Look with me at Matthew chapter 20, verse 20 through 23. It records a story of a mother and her love. A mother always struggles to do what's best and get the best for her children, regardless of gossip or envy. Matthew tells a story about the woman. He calls her the mother of Zebedee's sons, who came to Jesus to ask a favor of him. It wasn't Mr. Zebedee, it was Mrs. Zebedee. Though she may not have identified herself as the wife of Zebedee, maybe people didn't identify her as, people rather identified her as the mother of Zebedee's sons. When she identified the boy, she said, these two sons of mine, she was saying, they're my boys, they're my children. I gave birth to them. I carried them for 9 months. They are my sons, and I want the best for them. Why? Because I love them. Mothers, you want to feel loved? Give love by getting involved in your family's lives. That is what this mother did. She wanted Jesus to promise her the highest honor, not for herself, but for her children, her two sons, James and John. The other disciples was indignant, but she didn't worry about that. She didn't care about that. She didn't worry about what they thought about or what they had to say. I'm looking out for my boys, my two sons. I want what's best for them, and that's that. That's what I'm concerned about. Them two boys, they're my priority. But you see, that's what mothers do. That's their job, and they're good at it. You want to get on a woman's bad side? Mess with her kids. Children don't only long for a mother's love, but the affectionate, precious love of a grandmother as well. A few years ago, my mother got very sick, and it was a time of touch and go with her. We're all praying for God's mercy and her recovery. Then Celia's grandfather died at 103. And Ari wrote a song for his funeral. And Gami heard the song and told her to write her a song, but she wanted her to do it before she died. Unbeknownst to us, Ari was working hard in her room trying to write a song for her grandmother. And she was getting stressed out because she wasn't finished. And she knew her grandmother was seriously ill, but did not know how bad. One day, bringing Ari home from school, we heard this small voice in the back seat. Mom, how's Gami doing? Is she gonna be okay? She's gonna be all right? At the time, no one was completely sure. We believed, but was not sure. So we gave her the generic answer. Sure, we believe God is making her all better. Why do you ask? Then she burst into tears. And through heartbreaking sobs of relief, she said, "Oh, because I was worried she was going to die before I got her song finished." We didn't realize how much Ari was stressing out and worrying over this. She was concerned that she wouldn't finish her song before her grandmother died, before she could give it to her. But so it goes with mothers and grandmothers. They're a blessing from our Heavenly Father. Stacy Krim, a mother, a soon-to-be mother. She was diagnosed with cancer while she was still carrying her unborn child inside her. Stacy Krim was 41 years old. This was her first child. It was a little girl. Previously, the doctors told her that she wasn't able to have children. So just a few months later, she was diagnosed with cancer in her head and in her neck. The doctors told her that she needed to get chemo. She wanted to prolong her life, but it would cost the life of her unborn child. So she had a choice to choose her own life or choose the life of her unborn child. September 8th, Stacy stopped breathing and was technically dead. But after resuscitation, a nurse decided that this mother needed to see her baby before she died. The little baby was premature, delivered by C-section, 2 pounds, 1 ounce. She was in neonatal intensive care. And the nurse brought the little baby in that Stacy might see her before she died. Stacy did die, but not before holding her little baby girl. This is a portrait of a mother. More, this is a portrait of a mother's love. Mothers, better yet, mothers, or praying mothers, are the glue that keeps a troubled family together. What I mean is this: if a dad is wayward, more times than not, moms still holds the family together. Mothers still takes their children to church, still prays for the family, still teaches her children about the love of Jesus. But if a mother is wayward, more times than not, the family falls apart. Emotions are challenged and children are scarred. I know someone even today years after his childhood experiences, can't face Mother's Day with joy of heart because of the painful memories he and his brother have of picking up his mother from off the front lawn and dragging her inside the house, then having to clean her up from throwing up all over herself, and then putting her to bed. Painful memories. But mothers aren't just mothers. They're homemakers. They're career women. They're wives. A mother's job never ends. You see, God knew what he was doing. His perfect plan is that before a woman becomes a mother, she must first become a wife. And believe me, it's a very good reason for that. And it's not all biblical and theological. It's more practical. And I'll tell you why. You see, God knew that a mother's job would be a difficult task, a thankless job, filled with heartaches and dreads and high expectations. So, in his perfect plan, he put her through a training course called marriage. This isn't the easiest job. That's why Proverbs 18:22 says, "He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord." You don't just one day happen to stumble upon a good wife. You have to seek a good wife. A wife's job isn't easy. She has to be her husband's cheerleader and encourager. She must submit to a man who she doesn't understand, who thinks differently than she. She'll ask him, "How was your day?" And he tells her the full story. It was okay. Then she begins to tell him all about her day, and it's a minute by minute replay. The colors she saw, the fragrance she smelt, every word that was spoken, every detail of her day. And to her frustration, he just isn't like that. I mean, she's not even sure if he's even listening. While she's pouring out her heart and memory and bonding, and she thinks he's really into her story, the truth is, this is what he's thinking.
What in all in heaven can have prompted her to go? After such a triumph at the ball. What could have depressed her? What could have possessed her? I can't understand the wretch at all.
Higgins, I have an old school chum at the Home Office. Perhaps he can help. Think I'll give him a ring. Whitehall 7244, please.
But women are irrational, that's all there is to that. Their heads are full of cotton hay and rags. They're nothing but exasperating, irritating, vacillating, calculating, agitating, maddening, and infuriating hags.
Oh, I want to speak to Mr. Brewster Budgeon, please. Yes, I'll wait.
Pickering, why can't a woman be more like a man?
I beg your pardon?
Yes, why can't a woman be more like a man? Men are so honest, so thoroughly square, eternally noble, historically fair. But when you win, we'll always give your back a pat. But why can't a woman be like that? Why does everyone do what the others do? Can't a woman learn to use her head? Why do they do everything their mothers do? Why don't they grow up, well, like their father instead? Why can't a woman take after a man? Men are so pleasant, so easy to please. Whenever you're with them, you're always at ease. Would you be slighted if I didn't speak for hours?
Of course not.
Would you be livid if I had a drink or two?
Nonsense.
Would you be wounded if I never sent you flowers?
Never.
Well, why can't a woman be like you? One man in a million may shout a bit. Now and then there's one with slight defects. One perhaps whose truthfulness you doubt a bit, but by and large, we are a marvelous sex. Why can't a woman take after a man? Because men are so friendly, good-natured and kind. A better companion you never will find. If I were hours late for dinner, would you bellow?
Of course
If
not.
I forgot your silly birthday, would you fuss?
Nonsense.
Would you complain if I took out another fellow?
Never.
Well, why can't a woman be like us?
Mothers, you have a huge responsibility and a thankless job. But today, we stand together and applaud you for a job well done. Thank you, mothers, for always being there for us, for encouraging us. We could never do it without you. May the Lord bless you richly.